Friends, my name's host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People. I'm here with my beloved significant other, wife, life partner, Rachel. And she, like the cats, is waving at you. If you enjoy being waved at, this stream will be very satisfying. Because at least for the time being, you're going to get waving cats. I could get a different media source coming down at some point here if you get tired of waving cats.
It is good luck.
Apparently it's good luck.
Yes. Yeah. Waving cats, so.
If your cats aren't waving, you're not experiencing the kind of good luck that you could be experiencing. This would also be a good background one, I think. So I'll get this down here and we'll give this a shot as well.
One sec. I thought maybe this one would go better.
I think we'll enjoy it a lot. Okay. So, hi Lemon Melon, hi Cloud. Is that a rhetorical question? If not, then the answer is no. But I tell you what I bet we all missed was a little bit of this. Yeah. Oh yeah. We all missed that. You can't get enough of that. This is from our recent trip to Hollywood. Hi Ruse Moose. How's my favorite musician doing? Do you feel like the lips on that crotch there? What do you think? What do you think about this as a background? I'm keeping you safe right now with this background. Not there yet, I'll reply. I'm not quite there yet.
No, we aren't.
In terms of episodes. Okay, that's a little jarring. Let me switch out the media source. We're going to play, which media source do we want? Okay? How about, we'll go with this one. There's a long one. So it's going to give you lots of things to look at. It's 42 seconds. Which is a lot longer than 7 seconds. In case you didn't know. It is called Art Party. We're having an art party, that's right. Yeah, let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Alright? We're going to switch it up right now. We're going with this one now. Here we go. Okay.
They get the neat stuff up here. We got quite a... That's the installations.
Why is the audio coming out of the speakers?
Whoever's choosing
The artist Chris Gallery has got really good taste in art. Everything.
Let me mute it. Hold on there.
On both sides here, it's a lot more tightly packed in than I've seen it here before. These are pretty cool as well.
If for no other reason.
We get some neat stuff.
I totally shouldn't be hearing that.
Ramshackle, smushing together.
It's fine. I'll just mute this. And you can't hear it, and that's what matters. I can't hear it. We can't hear it together, and that's the important thing. And you get to look at this nice art in the background. Right? It's artistic. If you like things that are arty and things that are artistic, you're going to love this. It's kind of making me motion sick, though.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to change it again. I'll try to find one that we're happy with, okay? Let's see. One that doesn't move around too much. Maybe this one. I think this one might be our choice. Alright, let's get rid of this media source. Let's just get rid of it. Stop keeping me safe from my media sources, okay?
Hi, Andrea Hollenquist.
Cloud, what are meta-ethics? You tell me what meta-ethics are and I'll answer the question. If you have a meaningful understanding of the term. I am so tired of being kept safe. I'm tired of saving lives. I'm tired of having my life saved. I'm tired of just the absolute nonsense that goes along with all these ridiculous COVID policies, right?
Seriously.
It's like, it's totally haphazard. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
That doesn't answer the question. I asked you, what are meta-ethics? How do they differ from ethics, for example? Uh-oh. A meaningful question. Whatever shall Cloud do? Gosh, I have no idea, says Cloud to himself. I better make something up quick. Right. Media source. I got your media source right here in my pants. Okay.
These are
there we go.
I guess.
Now we are cooking with gas.
We'll say about them, really.
Isn't that nice? Aren't those lovely?
This big one.
They are.
That shouldn't give you too much
How they do
anxiety.
that, I guess they do it with. This isn't like rocks or anything, is it? No. This looks like wax.
Let me bring up the chat.
It's not.
Here it
those are not
is.
melted candles. Those are potteries.
Meta-ethics is about where morality comes from. Well, I mean,
they're kind of cool. This is kind of neat.
I guess it depends on what you mean by comes from.
Like wax or anything.
Like,
yeah. This looks like wax.
Ethics is the literal construction of one's moral principles and stuff, right? So it always comes from the same place, which is to say some sort of school of thought or linguistic parsing. Now, whether or not you actually have an ethics or whether you just have gut morality is going to be dependent a lot on what type of personality type you are. So, I mean, the question of where ethics comes from or where morality comes from, well, I mean, then if you're talking about meta-ethics, it shouldn't really be a question about where morality comes from, right? It should be about where ethics comes from.
I don't know how they do that. I guess they do it with. This isn't like wax or anything.
Well, Cloud, that's the thing about that's the great thing about thinking well is it's comprised of a lot of basic questions that people can answer easily. And if they can't, then you know they're not thinking well. And you, my friend, are going to get yourself banned again real quick because I'm not in the mood for you to provoke me with your stupidity today. Your stubborn stupidity.
I don't know how they do that. I guess
I'm just not in the mood for it. So,
this isn't like
you know, you can call it what you want. You can try to project on me all you want, but all it's going to do is get your ass banned.
Melted candles. Those are pottery.
So I'm feeling very fuck-offery right now towards you. Understandably, obviously. Understandably so. It's moving around too much. I don't like it. Okay, so maybe I just get a still image to put back there, you know? Maybe just a still image of a nice picture from our trip to the art gallery. Like, maybe Maybe, maybe this one here.
Ooh,
That seems like a nice picture.
yes.
There we go. Now we're going to add a picture image. There we go. I'm going to go to the browse thing. Going to get that bad boy. And there we go. We're just going to move it right like this. Move it a little bit like that. And there we go. Perfect.
Perfect.
There we are.
There we are.
Now we are in front of this guy. Or maybe we're just in front of some wall. We could just get some wall. There. Now we're just in front of some
Wow,
wall.
that's
You know, it's a nice clean minimalist wall. It helps keep me safe. It helps save lives all the time. I'm constantly saving lives all of the time. Let's get a little bit of this guy. It's one eyeball's worth.
ooh.
Right there.
Some donuts too. Cherry pie.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving and a little bit about keeping me safe. You know, we were doing the whole go to the store thing. I don't know if you're familiar with Thanksgiving, but the day before Thanksgiving, there's a traditional go to the supermarket thing that occurs. Rachel and I went and did that.
We did.
Because I'm doing this year. I'm responsible for it. Rachel and I are doing.
Yep.
I'm doing the turkey, and we're doing the mashed potatoes, and we're doing the stuffing. So I got big turkey, frozen turkey. But here's the smart thing. We are doing Thanksgiving not on Thursday, but on Friday. So I can put my frozen turkey in the fridge today, right now. And I know Friday morning, it's going to be defrosted. I don't have to worry. That's called using the old noggin.
Oh, the old noggin. That's
Yeah.
my favorite noggin.
Yeah. Do I actually think ethical claims are objectively true? Well, I mean, claims about ethics either withstand or don't withstand scrutiny underneath a specific frame of reference. And so, you know, whether or not a given claim withstands scrutiny depends on the context in which it's made, the frame of reference under which it's being discussed and understood, etc. Truth is not a universal quality, right? Truth is something that we agree upon for the sake of argument. In other words, truth is a quality we assign to claims for the purpose of doing useful things with language. It's not inherent to words. Words are static, whereas the world is dynamic. I mean, the only real totalizing statement I would embrace is that totalizing any static ideology is inherently bad. Even those that would seem to be most in favor with my preferences, like individualism and autonomy and rights and stuff, you know. That's the serious answer to your question. But I don't know if it's going to satisfy you. The best pairing for INFJs are just ENTPs and ENFPs. Well, I would just say ENTPs and ESTPs. I would not include ENFPs in there. I think the two best types for INFJs are ENTPs and ESTPs. I think that the challenge is, if an INFJ gets with an ESTP, the challenge is, well, okay. It's like, why is it? I made a video a little bit ago called the 45ers, which I didn't really think much about before I made it. You keep wanting to put some sort of label on me. I mean, repeat back to me the essence of what I just said, so that I'm sure you understand it before you try to label me with something. I don't know what you mean by an anti-realist. Again, you use these terms as though they mean things, but I don't think you know what they mean. If you do, then please fill me in on that. I'm objectively describing how language works. Correctly, objectively describing how language works. Well, that's how language works, Cloud. Cloud. The thing is, you keep mistaking words for reality, right? And reality for words. So language works such that you can define terms in different ways in different contexts. So the nature of a given claim depends on the words around it, not just the statement itself. And this is not about reality, right? This is about how language works. This is something I've tried to explain to you many times before and you've not understood before. So if you're going to continue this line of reasoning, you're going to have to try to learn what I mean, not just try to argue. Language works differently than stuff in the, like, this is different than the word cup. And accordingly operates according to different rules. Remember, you're talking about claims, statements being made, or statements about ethics, objectively true, is a category error in and of itself as a question, right? Well, then why should propositions about ethical propositions be objectively true? Why can propositions about ethical propositions be objectively true if ethical propositions can't be objectively true? I mean, that's just stupid, right? Only an idiot would try to make that claim. If you're saying ethical propositions cannot objectively be true, but statements about ethical propositions can? I mean, that's just dumb, right? No. Okay. As I've explained before, Cloud, look, truth is a status we assign to statements depending on the context in which the statements are being made. You're my dog is true if I'm talking about my friend who's my friend, right? If I'm literally meaning you're my dog, it's false. Do you see how a statement's truth value changes depending on the frame of reference? That doesn't mean reality is contingent on frame of reference, although it too is in some sense. And certainly making that claim would not be an anti-realist claim, it would be a reality describing claim. So it's like you're just wildly off base in everything you think and say. Which obviously is frustrating to me because you seem to think you're using words to do something, but you're not. Like here's the objective truth of morality. I'll sum up the objective truth of morality for everybody very simply. When I was driving back from the Vaughn's Pavilions where we got our turkey and stuffing and all that other shit, I stopped at this gas station and got cigarettes at the gas station, right? And when I went in there, it said, you can't buy cigarettes with a card. I was like, but I already said, like, can I get a pack of Reds? And it says, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have quite enough cash on me. But it says here I can't get cigarettes with a card. And he's like, well, you can, you got to add 65 cents. I said, okay, that's fine. Go ahead, add 65 cents. Because, I don't want to go someplace else to get cigarettes at that point. I was kind of annoyed by this. And thinking about the annoyance in general of running these couple of errands in pre-Thanksgiving traffic. And I pull out the gas station. I pull this to the stoplight. I see a homeless person lying on the sidewalk over there. And it makes me feel really sad and guilty. That's morality. That's it. There's nothing more to it. That's morality, quote unquote.
Yeah.
that's having some sense of decency, you know? Of having enough decency to feel guilt about your own plenty in the face of somebody suffering. Regardless of the reasons why. That basic empathy is why people think FI it links to morality, okay? It does in that regard. It links to morality in some sense. But, so where does morality come from? It comes from being human, of course. I mean, sometimes philosophers get so convoluted in their nonsense, it's ridiculous. Where does morality come from? It comes from being human. It comes from the fact that we care about each other and we love each other and stuff, you know? And we don't like suffering. And it's very straightforward. There's no need for any more complicated answers than that. The thing is, when we talk about ethical propositions, that is to say, claims about what one ought to do publicly as an agent in the world, that's a different matter than the feelings of morality. Well, because that's an ethical proposition, and it's only wrong. I mean, to operationalize the definition of wrong, what we would say is, if you steal, you have no reasonable expectation to not be stolen from. So, in other words, the key thing here, Cloud, is you need to operationalize your terms, but it's not really probably within your capacity to do so. And so, I'm not sure why you're so desperate to play a game you're not capable of playing well, but you seem to be determined to do so. In other words, you want right and wrong and true and false to be these grand things, these grand afforded meanings that have magical resonance, but they don't. They're just words like any other words, and they operate according to the same terms.
Hey, Winston's mom. Hey, Jonathan Basanti.
So, which is why I've correctly articulated all the moral reasoning stuff before on many occasions, the way it works, which is, obviously, there are universal moral negative prohibitions that are universalizable because they are the only in the negative sense can you universalize a reciprocal burden like that, which is, namely, a duty to not interfere, essentially. And that's part of the topic here, right? Stop keeping me safe, please. Respect your duty to not interfere. Don't tell me what to do with my face.
Yeah. I feel ready, Winston's mom, but we're actually really gonna be getting ready on Friday.
Yeah, we're doing it Friday because we want to make sure that Delilah and her boyfriend can come, and they have their own Thanksgiving responsibilities, you know, for other family members and stuff that are more fussy about it than we are. So we just say we're fine on Friday. We don't care.
Yeah.
And so Delilah and her boyfriend are coming, Elliot, and this will be, you know, she's introducing a boyfriend. Here are the well, I mean, look. The thing is, you can make stronger arguments in favor of vaccine requirements than you can in favor of mask requirements, if you ask me. Because you can never prove a negative, that I'm completely safe to be around, right? That I don't have any kind of virus. And it's unreasonable to expect people to prove a negative. But if you can, to mandate that people take certain precautions, it kind of makes more sense. But the thing is, we already have that in place with schools, mandated vaccination before kids enter school. I think nobody really complains about it or finds it a big problem or anything. And so I'm actually less bothered by, but I told you the answer to where morality comes from, Cloud. It comes from being human, from having feelings and stuff, from loving your child, for example. It's a biological imperative that, you know, for mammals to care for example, if you're a mother mammal, there's a biological imperative to care for your child And that kind of compassion stuff is obviously where our sense of morality comes from. The idea that that's an open question is just stupid, right? We know where morality comes from. We don't need to philosophize about it. I've answered all these questions correctly and definitively already. So there's no reason to be continuing asking me about them. I'm not... But see, Cloud, did I say that morality is therefore good because it's natural and therefore everything that comes from human beings is moral? No. I said that morality comes from being human. So do evil things, like rapaciousness. Okay? That's true. Those are also part of being human. What's the big whoop? Some are good and some are bad. How is that surprising, striking, or remarkable in any way? It's not. So stop annoying me. Yes, I've been to England. I have been to England. I've been to London, where I actually got robbed. Thank you, English people. I got robbed of like 80 pounds or something. It was before the euro that I was in England, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah. I was 18 or 19, so it was a good 30 years ago, you know? Well, I was trying to go into like a titty bar. So I was in a seedy area. I went to Stratford-upon-Avon and watched the most boring Shakespeare history play ever that they happened to have on when we were there. Like Richard the Fourth or something, which is just this painfully dull, like 4.5 hour long nightmare of Old English. I sat through with my mom. I did briefly, didn't it? Or did it always stick with the pound sterling? And I gotta say, this is the best thing I remember about England. Was I wish I could remember exactly what it was called. I think I've tried to look it up before, but I saw the most hilarious play I have ever seen in London's theater district. When I was like 18 or 19, I was just dying the whole time. It was fucking the most hilarious play ever.
Wow, that says something.
It was probably 1990, 1989, 1990, somewhere around there. I wish I could remember what it was, but everybody in the audience was dying. It was hilarious. I remember just like not being able to catch my breath. I was laughing so hard.
Wow.
Best play I've ever seen. I'm not a big play person. Well, you're TI curious, and I understand that. I'm FI curious. That's a nice way of saying you're TI polar, okay? You said around 82 or 83? Well, I was 17 or 18 or 19. I'm not exactly sure which. So it could have been 88, 89, or 90. It's like saying, fish sing this opera in Greek. Baltology isn't a way of typing people. Baltology is just a way of being stupid and a way of provoking Eric. So, Cloud, you're just going to get banned again. Stop provoking. Do something other than what you always do every fucking time you ever come around here. Don't provoke. Actually, try to learn something, maybe. Stop trying to tell everybody else what it is and such. Stop trying to catch me in some sort of meow. It's like, for God's sake, dude, just don't annoy the shit out of me constantly, maybe. Have you considered that possibility? I mean, anybody who types me as ESFJ obviously has their head up their fucking ass. You know, it's like, who would type me as ESFJ? Somebody with their head entirely the way up their ass. It's the only possible way you can type me as an ESFJ. You know, it's ridiculous. People can type me as whatever they want, but they're full of shit. It's very increasingly obvious to me that I'm the only one who can reliably type people. And even I'm not perfect. I make mistakes sometimes. I'm not 100%. But when I talked to that guy the other day and discovered he'd been typed by 5 named people before me, and none of them typed him right, it's just like, what? Well, that's why I had to go to number 6, right? Okay, well, Jonathan Rosante, you're talented. So you're able to claim that I'm ESFJ with your head only partially up your ass. But regular people have to have their head fully up their ass to make that claim. I was like 22 or something. I don't know. He's a baby. But see, the thing is, that's the other thing. I'm not like likely to think about that really. I treat everybody the same. I afford everybody the same benefit of the doubt and also the same expectations of being reasonable and intelligent and not just mindlessly provocative. Right? I don't care if you're 5 years old or 500 years old. I have the same expectations. Now, if I know there are minors in here, like, for example, sometimes I have students who come in occasionally, like Edmund will come in or whatever, I'll try to tone it down a little bit, and I'll try not to, I have not been tested for schizophrenia. I've never had any reason to be tested for any mental illness. I've never felt crazy, really. You know, I mean, certain moments maybe I felt crazy. Like a couple weeks ago, I asked Rachel for what I meant to ask for was meow, but I ended up asking for trazodone.
Oh, you took a Seroquel.
I took a Seroquel. I meant to ask for a trazodone, I took a Seroquel instead. Mm-hmm. And that made me feel crazy. I was like, oh yeah, what is this shit? This shit makes me feel insane. Ugh. It was awful. But in general, I can always attribute, when I'm feeling crazy, I can attribute it to something particular. Like, I haven't slept in 3 days or whatever, you know. I've never had any doubts about my mental health. I've never had any signs of schizophrenia, mental illness, or anything like that. You know, I said before I share this account with your little cousin. Well, you're responsible for that shit, dude. Alright? So, I'm not responsible for your bad decision making in terms of sharing whatever. I hate how they automatically give it to most patients at the psych hospital. They over-medicate everyone. It's so bad. Well, I mean, they don't over-medicate everybody. Some people need to be medicated, and if you get a... Well, I mean, like, maybe the key is you got to get a private psychiatrist, right? Rachel and I hired a psychiatrist, and she's medicated, I'd say exactly... She's not medicated. She's just cured by the medication. She doesn't seem like she's doped up. She doesn't seem like she's... Yeah. Well, Dr. Ingram, all praise is due to Dr. Ingram. You know, I'm not disagreeing with you, Elise S., that they do an incredibly shitty job, as evidenced by the fact that Rachel spent 10 years being wrongly medicated before and not having it successfully fixed until we hired a private psychiatrist to fix it. Why? HMOs, man. I mean, if you're charging an insurance company, you want the patient to still have problems. You want the patient to be an ongoing chronic source of expense. But we paid for it out of pocket. Well, Rachel didn't need any therapy. It's like, that's the thing. Rachel has an actual mental illness. She didn't have something that has some sort of trauma she needs to talk through or blah, 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 blah. She has an actual mental illness. And they actually have a pairing of drugs they finally figured out works perfectly to cure it, which is basically Prozac plus Zyprexa. And, of course, Rachel needed additionally a sleep aid, which was Klonopin. But the combination of those three, it was amazing. When she finally took that set of things with the Prozac that day, it was like within an hour, you could just see all the crazy was gone. You could see all the crazy gone from her eyes. It was insane. I've never witnessed anything like it. I never even dreamed I would witness anything like it. It was amazing. You know, it was... He completely cured her.
Yeah.
And she was not well before.
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, Rachel has bipolar mania, is what she's diagnosed as. And now she has nothing. But of course, if she stops taking her meds, she starts going crazy again.
Yeah.
But the thing is, before she very much, you could tell if you watched our relationship from the beginning, if you've been around the channel and watched it from when Rachel first arrived, you could tell what happened. You could see that she was not well before, and she was struggling with it, and sometimes you could see it more than others, and then you could tell afterwards what a shocking change it was. And I could tell in the commentary of people, because prior to the change, people were saying shit about Rachel, like, and whether this is a good relationship and stuff, you know. After the medication, I never heard anything else about it again. Nobody says, I'm not sure this is a good relationship partner for you, Eric, anymore. I haven't heard that since the medication, basically. And I used to hear it quite a bit. So, current COVID policy is over medication. I mean, I think the problem is just as simple as a lack of proper framework, right? So, we used to have some basic rules that the ends don't justify the means, that you can't force people to prove a negative. These things have just gone right out the window as principles, and as a consequence, because there's no framework for how to discuss this, there's no discussion of where the onus belongs, how much authority society has. Do people have the right to be sick, to get sick? Questions like that aren't being addressed or discussed. And so, CBT, at least S, is normally for borderline personality disorder. Attachment disorders are a very vastly different matter than a mental illness like bipolar. Attachment disorders stem from abuse in childhood, and they're actually a lot. Well, I mean, both can be very challenging to deal with, but the amazing thing, Elise S., is that you actually went through the therapy Because the biggest challenge with BPD people is they normally don't acknowledge that there's a problem and they refuse to deal with it directly. But yeah, attachment disorder is a nightmare. I was with a BPD person before Rachel, and totally different species of animal. Like Rachel's bipolar mania was incredibly different thing than Kimberly's borderline personality disorder, even though they both have BP in them. People seem to get it confused because they both have BP in them.
Yes, I used to also in the beginning.
Society equals consume, consume, consume. Well, that's not what you're doing right now, Tony Perez. You're part of society, and yet you're expressing your condemnation of its consumptive ways. Surely that counts for something. That's impressive, Elise S. That's impressive. If you've successfully sort of treated yourself for BPD, you deserve high praise, because
Yes.
that is a tall mountain to climb.
Yeah, that is.
Rachel, your décolleté tonight. Your cleavage is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's a lovely, lovely lady. Well endowed with feminine virtues. I'll tell you what, let's change the background picture now to something a little bit more pleasant. I always liked this picture. This picture was there from before too, but like this picture was there this time before we went there. But I really like it. I'll put this picture here. Oh, you're just getting in the holiday spirit? Oh, that's not allowed around here. We oppose holiday spirit, instead favoring holiday cheer. That's sideways, though.
I know, why?
I don't want it to be sideways. Oh, well, borderline. Normally people who go through cognitive behavioral therapy, it's treated for trauma, usually childhood trauma, which usually expresses as BPD. They may have called it something different in your case. People with BPD hate being labeled with BPD. So they may have gone with something else. But don't fool yourself, girl. Child trauma equals BPD. To paraphrase the Frank Zappa song. Don't fool yourself, girl. Childhood trauma equals BPD. That's a really depressing song. Oh, hilarious. Oh, the hilarity. How I love it. How I love it so. White balance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. It's a good picture. I think everyone's going to love this picture. You're going to love it. You're going to live it. You're going to learn it. You're going to want to be it for Christmas. All of those things are true.
Be it for Christmas. Wow, I've never been anything for Christmas.
It's the new trend. Just replace Halloween as the holiday you be things for.
Huh. So, like, can I be, like, one of the three wise men?
Yeah, you can be all three of them if you want.
Cool, yes, I would love to!
You can be all three of the three wise men.
I come and present the gifts to baby Jesus.
You me and Delilah could put together like a Siamese twin style costume.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
It would be fun until the daddy took the T-bird away. There, isn't that nice? I think it's kind of nice.
It is nice.
It's nice. You know? It's a lady behind us. Or maybe it's kittens. Oh, no, it's a lady. There we go. Who likes the lady picture? Anybody like the lady picture?
I like the lady picture.
Rachel as wise man. I present the gift of whippets. No, I present the
No,
gift of
I
an empty
wouldn't.
box of whippets that I did on the way here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jesus. I
Yeah,
did all
I
the
would be-
whippets on the way to here.
I would give him the traditional,
Frankincense?
yeah,
Myrrh?
myrrh.
I mean, we're
know.
fresh out of myrrh, though. I don't know if you've heard of the coming myrrh shortages. They've been announcing it in The Economist. The Economist magazine.
Also myrrh. Okay, so what could we replace with myrrh?
Mm,
For myrrh.
manure.
Manure.
It sounds almost the same.
Okay.
So it turns out now the three wise men will bring Jesus gifts of gold, frankincense, and manure. Changing it up a bit. I do not hate you, Cloud. It is not true that I hate you. This is what's true. You consistently make my experience unpleasant.
I only know of frankincense. I don't know of myrrh.
I don't know what myrrh is either. Apparently it was highly valued back in the day. Gold, I get. Frankincense, well, I guess if you're Frank and you made up this incense flavor and it's your thing and you're really like into yourself, then you might want to give that as a gift. I mean, like me giving a TWFP shirt to Jesus, that would make sense. But myrrh,
What's myrrh?
nobody even knows what it is. Nobody even knows what it is.
Oh my gosh. I could dress up as Elf on a Shelf.
Isn't that interesting though? How like Cloud with a tool function FI assumes this is about my feelings, right? And me with polar FI, I can only even consciously express it as you make my experience unpleasant. You know? It's not that I have any feelings about you one way or the other.
I don't know. I haven't seen Dune and I haven't read Dune either.
I didn't say it was about your feelings. I said you thought it was about my feelings, right? You asked me if I hated you. You don't listen at all to what I say, of course. And I don't care if I make you feel unpleasant because this is my house. I accidentally hid you when I meant to just put you on timeout. Well, now I've unhid you,
Thank
so.
you, Sean Ryan Barron.
I don't like to debate people at all. You don't have to leave. I didn't tell you to leave. If I want you to leave, I'll hide you. Or you can leave. I don't care. The thing here is, Cloud, no matter how much you tried, this is not going to ultimately be about you. Okay. So, anyway, let's talk more about Cloud. Oh, wait, it's not about Cloud. Hold on. Forgot. I forget so quickly. that lady ZZODDDZDDO or whatever her name is, that lady, sent me a, what do you call it, a WhatsApp? Yeah. She sent me a WhatsApp message asking if I sketch. And I think sending me a sketch perhaps to look at. But I haven't actually looked at it yet because she's the only person I talk to on WhatsApp. So when I go to check her message, I have to go find WhatsApp first. Even though it alerts me, when I push the alert, it doesn't take me there automatically. So I'm slow to respond to her, obviously. I've been non-responsive lately anyway. I haven't really been feeling very sociable. I was feeling as sociable as a person without a society. The thing is, you know, I heard somebody saying something like, people need to be taught critical thinking more in school or something. I want to stress that I do not agree with this. People need to be taught what type they are and what that means and where they should aim themselves and where they should avoid. So that ESFPs and ENFPs are taught it's not responsible for you to engage in anything political. You're not capable of that kind of thought, that kind of reasoning. And you aren't capable of that kind of objectivity, you know? And then we wouldn't have Trump as president, maybe, right? I mean, people should do what they're good at. People shouldn't be pushed in directions that they are unnatural for them. It's like school spends all this time telling fish that they need to learn how to fly and birds they need to learn how to swim. And it's a waste of fucking time and energy. Who should be doing government? NTJs and NTPs. NFJs maybe. But not anybody else. You've got to be FETI to do any kind of public policy because otherwise you're going to fundamentally be locked in some kind of TE frame or interested calculus. Now, if you are going to be TE, you better be TE above FI. INTJ, ENTJ, fine, you know. But really, who should be in charge of the judiciary entirely? NTPs. They should be just knocking shit down left and right. It's not like we have too few laws. I'm not saying people should be compelled. I'm not saying people should be compelled. I'm saying people should be exposed right away to the realities of things. Hey kids, look, believe it or not, you're already either good or bad at these kind of deductive reasoning problems, and you're only in 3rd grade. Watch, I'll prove it. And then prove it to them. Hey kids, guess what? Even though you're in 3rd or 4th grade, you're already doomed to be good or bad at remembering details from your life. And then prove it to them. Why not? Why lie? Why lie? Look, the thing is, nobody objects if we're talking about ENTJ's inability to remember personal details from their life, right? Nobody objects to that. When I say ENTJs are born this way, and from early on in life all the way through till they die, if you ask them to recount a series of insignificant details from their day, they will be unable to do so. It is absolutely true. Nobody, no, that's not true, Lady Fox Wolfay. It's not true. People can develop their conscious functions to some extent. People can have improved relationships with their unconscious functions, but it is not true. It's not true. My SI is still shitty. I'm 50 years old. My TE is still shitty. I'm 50 years old. It's still countervalued. I'm 50 years old. My FI is still like a little baby. I'm 50 years old. It's absolutely not the case that you can develop your functions. Why not? Because what does NI 5th mean? It means the same thing as NE 1st. What does SI 8th mean? It means the same thing as NE 1st. The only way you can develop your functions is to try to be less yourself. No, that's not a me problem. No, they don't. People develop, sure. People can become better, evolve. They can become more evolved or less evolved. They can function more or less optimally. That's true. But they aren't changing their cognitive functions. They're still paying attention in the same fundamental way. That's what it means to have a personality type. In other words, some birds might become better at flying because they practice in certain ways. But they're never going to be good at chasing after minnows underwater like a fish would, because they're not fish. And you should stop trying to pretend like children are blank slates and we can make them all fish and birds and land animals and everything else all at once. It's stupid. It's irrational. It's unrealistic. It doesn't hold true to reality at all. And we're oppressing endless amounts of children with this ontological violence by holding them up to standards, some of which they can achieve very easily, and then telling them they've done a good job, even though it has nothing to do with their effort or character or anything. And then some things which is almost impossible for them to do, and then telling them that they do a shitty job, even though it has almost nothing to do with their effort or character or anything. How can that be a good thing? It can't be a good thing. It cannot possibly be a good thing, right? And then we just attribute to it this notion of some people are smarter than others. I mean, the whole equation is a lot more complicated than that. You know, it's like if you ask me to do certain tasks in certain contexts, I might shine at them, and in other contexts, I might be terrible at them, because it depends on whether something's real or not for me. Like, I was a pretty shitty special ed teacher because it was all bullshit. I was a better regular education teacher because it was comparatively non-bullshit, and I was a much better debate coach because it's real. It's zero sum. It's as real as it gets. Zero sum's as real as it gets. In order to win, everybody else must lose. That's real. So, I mean, the thing is, treating children as though they are blank slates is committing a terrible form of ontological violence against everybody, because they are in fact examples of one of 16 distinct kinds of slates. Yeah, Common Core is a terrible idea. I mean, the idea that with a more educated populace we'll get better political results is completely bullshit. Because the ceiling for education and thought is very low for most people. So educating them up to there will just get them involved in something they've got no business being involved in. Yeah, tabula rasa is also the term we use in debate for a judging paradigm. So judges have to put up in their own things, profiles on Tabroom, so that in fully hardcore debate tournaments, the debaters all do judge prefs. So that in every round, either both teams hate the judge, both teams love the judge, or both teams are medium about the judge. You know, so to make sure that nobody's subject to judge bias. Anyway, tabula rasa is a term that we use in debate for a judge paradigm. My judge paradigm is tabula rasa. I'm open to hear any arguments, and I'm going to vote on the flow. You only have to do a reasonable amount of substantiation for things. If they don't respond to it, I'll accept that as standing. If you extend it across the flow, it'll be standing at the end of the round. If it's definitive, it'll win you the round, even if it's a fairly minor point. So, you know, taking your tabula rasa in debate kind of is saying you'll vote on technicalities. Like, well, and it's not like, I definitely vote on T. People put in their judge paradigms a lot, do you vote on T? What that means is, will you vote on topicality? If somebody runs a non-topical AF and the neg says that's non-topical, will you negate? And the answer is, yeah, of course I will. I'll negate any non-topical AF. You barely even have to run a full topicality shell. You just have to mention the fact it's not topical and vote on topicality. Because it's bullshit, right? I don't like people running AFs that aren't topical. It's bullshit. Yeah, people aren't born tabula rasa. The best you can do is have tabula rasa as a judge paradigm. People are born tabula something else. tabula INFJ, tabula ENTP, tabula INTJ, whatever. They're born like that. Like this lady back there. Voltology tells me she's maybe an INFJ. She looks kind of INFJ. Maybe ENFJ. A little more round-faced than an INFJ.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, isn't Voltology bullshit? Well, yeah. But this is the thing. This is why people, like... Okay. Is Voltology bullshit? Yes. But it's also the case that people often... There are physical things that correlate quite strongly to type. You know, Rachel looks like an INFJ. This girl looks like an Asian INFJ. Or ENFJ, because she's got kind of a rounder face, you know. But is it 100%? No. The reason Voltology is bullshit is because even though that's true as a general rule, you can't use it as a justification to type anybody because it doesn't cross-link to anything else. I suppressed my creativity in my past life, and that's why I'm so creative in this life. Maybe. I do like to create in creative ways, creatively. Rachel will tell you, I'm always saying creative things.
Yes. He really is. I admire his creativity. Thinking about doodling.
Lady Fox Wolf gets the feeling that she never made it past 20 in any of their previous lives. Well, try to make it a little longer this time. Try to last a little longer than that.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and
You do whatever
push
you
my
want.
skills and draw your knife.
Do you want me to give it to you? To look at?
Yes.
Okay. I've been told by a tarot reader who was really good, okay, that I was a woman in most of my past lives. And this tarot reader was the same tarot reader who told me and Kimberly that we were not going to get married, even though we had not that long before gotten engaged. So the tarot reader was not telling us what we wanted to hear, right?
No.
That's how you know you got
That's a good
tarot reader at the fair. Anyway, she said I was a woman in most of my past lives. I think so too. That's why I'm such a huge fan of vaginal blood sploosh splash parties. Cloud's friend says that I should go fishing if I have spare time. We should go fishing again. It would be nice to go fishing. You know, right now is a very trafficy time. There's so much traffic that it makes me go, ay, 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 so much traffic.
Yeah, really.
You did come in at the right time. This is the exact right time to arrive, Ryan S., because this is where it's really getting exciting and juicy. I was just about to tell the story of the time I fought a polar bear with a nuclear bomb in its mouth and it knocked my tooth out. Cloud asks, Rachel, how are you feeling these days?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for asking.
Vaginal blood sploosh splash party, yes. It's a monthly event at my house where I just open up my vagina and just let the blood fill up a little kiddie pool in the backyard and then invite all the friends over and we have a sploosh splash party. You're invited. Elise, you can come to the Vaginal Blood Sploosh Flash Party if you'd like.
Yeah.
It's a rich, meaty, dark, heavy flow of vaginal blood that emits from my vagina. No, it was actually the terrorists who sold the polar bear the nuclear bomb that were playing the telephone game with each other. That's why they accidentally gave the nuclear bomb to the polar bear instead of whom they were supposed to give it to. The polar bear didn't even know what he had. He thought he had a regular bomb. Little did he know. It's a complicated story. A lot of details I've skipped, including a trek across the Arctic wilderness with the Inuit people that I had to make. Yeah, I told the Russians they shouldn't play telephone when dealing with such an important matter as nuclear weapons sales. I mean, heck, those can cause burns. You know? Easy way to tell if a girl is les if she has really short nails. Rachel's got really short nails and short hair. I can tell you for a fact she is not a lesbian. She's not.
Nope.
I humped any possible lesbianness out of her by now. Delilah has really long fake nails. But you know what? They actually look really kind of nice. I don't like long nails like she's got. I think they're silly. I don't understand why anybody would get those things. But she has long, like, pew nails that go like pew, right? And they're the color of almond roca. If you think about almond roca packaging, the brown and the pink on the almond roca packaging, that's what her fingernails are. They're that color of brown, and they oh, I see, because lesbians are always touching each other's clitorises. That's why you're saying. Oh, well, that makes sense. That does make sense.
So
Because they use their hands so much during sex, they wouldn't want to have long fingernails.
oh.
Because they're lesbians.
Oh. But I'm not.
I know. See, the reason I was confused is because at least it's talking about a rare form of sexual intercourse between lesbians called fingering. The most common form, of course, is scissoring. Usually lesbians are always scissoring.
Right.
And so frequently you'll hear about scissoring accidents where lesbians cut each other in half because their legs are too sharp. But now you're right, some of them do use the fingers in their sexual intercourses, and naturally long nails would be a problem there. You're right, I had never thought about that. I had never considered that. Today I learned, TIL, that lesbians don't have long fingernails for a reason other than because they want to look manly.
Oh. Now I learned too.
Oh, Elise S., you're wrong. As I've explained before, there's a secret greeting among women they don't want us to know about. Elise is trying to hide it right now. When there are no men around and two women meet, the first thing they do is take their pants off and do a quick greeting scissor, and then put their pants back on and continue as normal. But they're very careful to make sure that men aren't around to see them do it. But yeah, that's a standard greeting among women. It's a quick scissor. Sometimes they'll even do it with their clothes on, just as if they're like in a business environment or something. A quick scissor and a boob squeeze. A double boob squeeze. That's how women greet each other when men aren't around. It's like, you know, I don't know if you've watched any pornographic videos before, but if you have, you can learn what it's really like in the girls' locker room. It's really a bunch of like 20-year-old women touching each other all the time. And, you know, it's like in the guys' locker room, we're pretty much just getting dressed, getting changed, leaving. But it is just a clusterfuck of giggles and bouncing jiggles in the girls' locker room, apparently, according to the pornography videos. So, I was surprised to learn that. Thanks, Elise S. Thanks for the helpful advice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, well, you're not watching the right videos, obviously, Lady Wolf. If you're not seeing that scene in the locker room, you must not be watching the true footage that I get to see when I'm watching the wonderful world of pornographic videos. I don't watch a lot of pornographic videos because most loads involve Rachel. You know? Most loads involve Rachel. But occasionally what'll happen is, let's pretend I'm watching like, what's that one called? Wrong Way to Summon a Demon Lord or something? you know that one where
he is a harem?
Well, you remember the one where there's the scene where she has to be recharged?
Yes.
And then we rewatched it the other day because, like that. Let's say I'm watching that show or whatever.
Reincarnated as a demon lord or something?
No, it's the one that, it's something like what happens when you summon a demon lord the wrong way.
Oh, okay.
Because it starts with these two girls who are trying to summon a demon lord, and part of the summoning enslaves the demon lord. But the demon lord they summon has a reverse magic item that causes the girls to be enslaved to him instead, much to their dismay and much to the delight of the audience.
What happened?
I was just saying that when they summon the demon lord, intending to enslave the demon lord as part of the spell. But the summon spell happens, but then the demon lord's item kicks in, which causes magic reflection, which causes the girls to be enslaved instead of the demon lord. So now the demon lord is the master of the girls, not the girls the master of the demon lord. You see? That's what happened. If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. Of late, Rachel and I have been watching Psyche, which is hilarious. It's really fast-paced in its humor. I have to watch it on single speed, regular speed. I can't turn it up at all. You moved into a new apartment, Octavia Silva? Now that's some exciting news. Does it still have that new apartment smell? They should offer that at the car wash. New apartment smell. They should also offer old apartment smell. Why don't they have old car smell at the car wash? Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you're gonna limit your categories to that narrow, anime comedy, totally, you cannot dispute that that's the best anime comedy. It's quite funny. Hi, Matias Sanchez. How are you? What is up? I'm going to give you the classic answer. The sky.
Oh! That is the classic answer.
You just got hit with a little bit of grade school sass. GTO is also good. Grand Theft Auto. Mateus Sanchez is a Spaniard from Spain.
Thank you, Mateus Sanchez.
And he uses nothing but vosotros when talking. That's how you know he's from Spain. Is that right, Matias Sanchez? Or do you just have a Spanish name? When you were in school, did people tease you? Spanish name, Matthias has a Spanish name. Like that. Los Otro. No Los Otro. That's the other. El mejor nombre tengo. The great serpent. The better name to have. Madness or Mrs. Sanchez, like teacher. I don't know what all that means. But I'm happy that you said it anyway.
Me too.
I approve of your expressing yourself, even if it doesn't make any sense to me. Are there demasiado chupacabras in your pueblo? I demasiado chupacabras? Into Pueblo?
Into Pueblo?
I'm a little worried about Matthias, everybody. He hasn't answered yet. It's quite possible the chupacabras have gotten him. Because in all Spanish-speaking countries, the land is rife with chupacabras. You can barely go 10 feet without kicking into one of them. Oh yeah, La Llorona, right. The Wailing Woman. We've seen her. Caught. Paranormal caught on camera. We've seen her caught on camera paranormally on a couple of occasions. We were pretty sure it was La Llorona. In one particular place, there's this building in old Mexico, I believe, where there were these wailings and screamings, and nobody could figure out where it was coming from. And the police went in there and they couldn't find anything in there. Still wailings and screamings and screamings and wailings. Finally, they come out. What do they have? A white dress. And the wailings stop. The next day, they knocked down the building. Was it La Llorona? Yes, it was. Do I think chupacabras bark? Only when they're crossed with chihuahuas, in which case they're called chihuahua cabras. Chihuahua cabras, yeah.
Chihuahua Upa.
Chihuahua
Chupa.
Chukawabra bras. Chukawabra bras. Chukawabra bras is what they're called.
Chukawabra.
Chukawabra bra. Chukawabra bras. A chukawabra bra is a combination of a chupacabra and a chihuahua. And chukawabra bra.
Chukawabra bra.
You mean saying Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror? What would that happen? What would happen to you? then suddenly a Bloody Mary would appear in your hand. Made with absolute vodka and Mr. T's Bloody Mary mix? Wouldn't that be convenient for your average drunk?
Yeah. That would.
Let's get a different picture. She's watched over us well for a while now.
She has.
I think we could go for a different picture.
Sure.
Let's get this one. This makes me laugh.
I like that.
Download. I'm gonna download stuff. Yeah. Download and download. I'm gonna download stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna download. Here we go. Down to the downloads.
Down.
Over to the thing. Push them, yeah. Ring. Now I'm gonna size it a little bit. Like this. Pew. 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 There. The true testament to the American dream. Right here.
On Hollywood Boulevard.
On Hollywood Boulevard. Isn't that adorable? Right here on. See, it says right here on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we just don't get to have the right here on. Maybe we can get the on. There, we got the on.
That's good.
Okay, that's good. Arizona is haunted? Oh, Bisbee, Arizona is haunted. It's an old mining town, and it's creepy AF. I'm guessing F stands for phantasm. What is something creepy that starts with F?
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Creepy is Frankenstein.
Ooh.
So, let's talk a little Sasquatch. Rachel and I have for a long time now been focusing skyward on the FOs. We continually are identifying FOs. Occasionally we'll think, wait, what is that? And they go, no, it's a helicopter. You know, Rachel did that the other day. I did that a while back with a plane. It was going straight. It looked like it was going straight up in a weird way. I was like, what is that? And it was just a plane. It was just my perspective. And it came towards me. I realized it wasn't going up. It was just higher up than I thought. And, you know, again, another identified flying object. So I'm thinking maybe it's time we start to transition towards looking for Sasquatches. Now, we're not really in Sasquatch territory. So I'm thinking maybe if we look for miniature Sasquatches.
Ooh.
Because if there's big Sasquatches in forests, then there could be miniature Sasquatches here in the suburbs that we don't know about.
Yes.
Also called monkeys.
That's a good question.
Sasquatches are very private. Very, very private. Maybe they're all INTJs. That's the only way they can stay hidden so well. I think we've solved the question of why it is that Sasquatches can't be found. They're all INTJs. That explains it. Cloud's email is sasquatch@theforest.com. I wonder if there's a Sasquatch. Whose email address is sasquatch@theforest.com. That would make him easy to contact.
That was so great.
That'd be so convenient,
Yeah,
right? If the
that
Sasquatches
would.
really wanted us to contact them, they would have that email address.
So you think they're gonna start communicating via like telephone?
Well, I mean, they are INTJs. Even though we can't see them, they live in the forest, they probably have underground computer labs going on, I would guess. Now, Ryan S. says, I thought I heard Sasquatch when I was camping. There was really loud whoop sound early in the morning. Turns out crows make whoop sounds. So what you're saying, Ryan, is that the Sasquatch was eating some crows? Amazing. That's a personal anecdote story proof right there of a Sasquatch eating crows right next to where Ryan was camping.
Okay, so they're usually outside, but really we saw some evidence that showed Sasquatches starting to go into people's backyards.
Yeah, we did. On Paranormal. Caught on camera. Now, another thing is, if the miniature Sasquatches are small enough, they might be even in this room with us right now.
Oh my gosh,
and we don't
totally.
even know. They could be a little one like this big, like right over here, somewhere behind this thing.
But we need your help to let us know if you see any paranormal activity.
If you see any mini Sasquatches running across the back of the couch and we don't notice it, please do bring our attention to it.
Yeah, because like we're in the right temperature for Sasquatch, but
Sasquatch is level comfortable 78.
yeah.
And that's what temperature it is in here right now, I think. About 76, 78. 75, sorry. 75. Mankind is not a race of noble savages, but primitive monsters hide inside us, elusive as Sasquatch. My primitive monster is not that elusive. It comes out every time I get hungry. I start getting really fussy. Like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, I just want food. No, I deduced it logically from lots of empirical evidence, Ryan, okay? I have studied Sasquatches for years now. I've lived with Sasquatches in the Amazon jungle. Well, they were Aboriginal people, but I kept telling them they were Sasquatches. Eventually, I think some of them started to believe me. I've practiced being a Sasquatch. I've taken Sasquatch acting classes. I've signed up in the Sasquatch official Sasquatch recognition as a Sasquatch club. So, you know, I do know a lot about it. And as an official Sasquatch, honorary Sasquatch, I prefer 75, ergo, you do the rest. You know, you do the math. You do the math. Microbial-sized Sasquatch babies would explain why it's so hard to find young Sasquatches out and about. They'd be difficult to see. They have to be extraordinarily large microbes for us to be able to sight them with the visual eye.
Constant movement.
Yeah. Now, of course, there's a lesser known theory that maybe it's not that the Sasquatches are all INTJs, maybe ghosts are helping them. Maybe ghosts and Sasquatches have an alliance to help each other stay unfully captured on camera. So every time you're about to capture a picture of a ghost on camera, that's when a Sasquatch goes walking by. And you get a little glimpse of Sasquatch. Every time you're about to catch full blast picture of Sasquatch, that's when there's a ghost over there. They've got an alliance going on.
Wow.
Can you cultivate Sasquatch in a petri dish? Good question, Ryan. Good question. What do you think about machine elves? Little stuff that hide your tools or make tools? And Rachel and I were talking about that story the other day, where the elves come into the guy's house in the night and they make the shoes for him. And I couldn't remember what happened in the end. And then she looked it up on the phone and she told me. And I still can't remember what happened.
I still don't remember either.
So, whatever happened at the end isn't very interesting, I guess. But you guys may remember that story of the guy who makes shoes. And there's elves that come to his house every night and they finish his work for him. He wakes up in the morning and his work's all done. He's like, amazing. And he gets it out to his clients, and then more clients come in and they're like, oh shit, I got so many shoes to make. And then at nighttime the elves come in, they finish all of his shoes, and he's like, amazing. Oh, I do remember. You said like they left him some food or something and some clothes, and they were super happy.
Oh.
Was that what happened?
I think you're right. It was a happy ending.
They left them some food and some clothes, and the elves were very happy to have been recognized for their services, I guess.
Yes.
Which that's probably, it's not a very memorable ending, you know.
No.
But it's much more memorable if the elves turned on the shoemaker and, you know, it ends with baffled detectives looking at a crime scene filled with tiny bloody footprints. Are you current remembering of Krishna consciousness, or are you attached to mother? I don't know. I have no idea which of those things. If either, I have no idea. Do you remember that story, Winston's mom? You always think, man, I wish I had some shoemaking elves who would work for just clothes and food and be happy. Do you ever think that? It's just like you INTJs. Think about how useful these little slave elves would be. Hard work is the secret to making dreams and wishes come true? Oh, fuck. Well, there go my dreams and wishes.
Mine too.
I wish someone would have told me that sooner. I would have given up a long time ago.
I'm glad you're using that mug.
Thanks. Boy, that's depressing to hear, huh? Hard work is the secret to making dreams and wishes come true.
Yeah, that is.
That is some depressing shit right there.
Yes.
What? You mean it's not native genius? Come on. I might be able to convince you I've got that. That still wouldn't count, Eric. Yeah. Quit bringing me down, harsh realities of life. Right, Rachel?
Yeah, I'm in that boat too.
Yeah, we're giving thanks today.
Yeah, we're giving thanks.
I'm thankful that this here you're watching is a true testament to the American dream on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yes, it is.
Can't we all just get along? So said famously that one dude who was beaten by the cops. Rodney Pete. And I thought, apparently not. It doesn't look like it right now. Anyway, it didn't look like it at the time, you know.
No, it definitely didn't.
But you know, he was a good guy, that Rodney. He was just an old loady. He just wanted to get loaded and chill, you know. He didn't really want to get beat up by the cops or anything.
No way.
I'm going to go get a Coke. Would you like one?
Oh, I would, thank you.
I'll be right back.
Alright, I'll see you soon. Yeah, it's like snowing the gray dots right now. I don't know what effect that is. A month ago. I think a month ago today. Yeah. It was an accident, but I'm gonna have, like, I'm gonna keep it short-ish and like grow it out and have Eric do my hair. It is more comfortable and I don't have to think about it. Ryan S asks, "Hey Rachel, what does a perverted frog say?" I don't know. What does a perverted frog say, Ryan S?
I got us these things instead.
Oh. Thank you.
Sure. It's pretty chilly outside.
Yeah.
It's easy breezy color girl squeezy.
Mm.
Well, I'm... What does a perverted frog say? Rub it. That is hilarious.
Oh, you got it.
You wish you had a girlfriend to smoke? These are the grape apple ones. So, I'm feeling kind of tired of live streaming. I think I might play a couple of songs and then call it a day. Feeling kind of live streamed out, I guess. Well,
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm not feeling very chittity chattity. Do you have people in the mafia, Rachel?
Do I know?
I think that's what he said before, yeah. Do you know anybody, like, do you have any family members in the mafia or anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
What else is here? Talk about the mafia. I don't know anything about the mafia.
Neither do I really.
I know Vincenzo is a good television show about the mafia.
Yes, it is.
I'd recommend that. Hi, Lady Lou.
Hey, Lady Lou.
That's not what I meant to do. Lady Lou, how are you? What you doing tonight? It is a Wednesday, just before Thanksgiving. It's a Wednesday night. And Lady Lou, how do you do? What you up to? Where you going? Will you ever know what's snowing in your heart? Lady Lou, how you do? What you up to Wednesday night? Lady Lou, if I sue, will you
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna change my shirt because of this sweat stain that bugs me. I don't normally sweat that much, but sometimes when I do, then I don't like that. You know, it's a complicated statement to make there, but
No,
that's,
so it's like
that's the gist of it. I'm gonna put on this shirt. It's a similar color. Not quite, it's a little lighter. Oh, it's backwards. That will do.
Yeah, it's like a more cotton fabric that what you're wearing right now.
I think I'd like to play a couple of covers tonight. Alright, here we go. I'm going to start with this one. You won't admit you love me, and so I never to know. You only tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. A million times I ask you, and then I ask you over again. You only answer, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. If you can't make your mind up, we'll never get started. And I don't wanna wind up being parted, broken hearted. So if you really love me, say yes. But if you don't, dear, confess. And please don't tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. If you can't make your mind up, we'll never get started. And I don't wanna wind up being parted, broken hearted. So if you really love me, say yes. But if you don't, dear, confess. And please don't tell me, perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Okay. Let me see if anybody has any cover requests that they've made, so I would consider if I could play them. He says, you suck and are not smart. Well, I mean, he's not a very good evaluator of people or ideas as a consequence. Probably not worth my time. If he said he wanted to debate me because I was extremely good and really smart, then that would suggest he had some good judgment. I mean, somebody who says those things is is not worth my time, right? They're not smart enough to respect me, then why should I give them any of my time at all? Never Going Back Again by Fleetwood Mac. I don't know that song. Alright, well. I do like to play this song. So let's play this one. That's not what I clicked on. What? 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 I didn't click on that. How frustrating. MISTY.
You're a songbird of delight.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome.
Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. And I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. I'm gonna start this song over. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten. Kitten. Right there, that's what you have to do. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. And I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, the music I hear. I get misty the moment you're near. Can't you see that you're leading me? But it's just what I want you to do. Do you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? A hard song. On my own, when I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove. I'm too misty and too much in love. Too misty and too much in love. Oh, I fucked that up royally, but you
That
know,
was beautiful.
it's a hard song to play. I'm not gonna lie, it's a hard song to play. Okay, Now we're gonna play it Friday Day in Los Angeles. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles, and today we run out of time. Title fast, struggles still to come. The day is nearly done. Can someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles, cloudy day in LA. I'm just sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Cause life can strange to be forgiving
To those who
stay awake all night, and mostly voices say to give in. They'll try to stop your wheels and fight. But whether I'm supposed to be here or just be soon forgotten, noise is sort of based on what I see here and also on what I avoid.
it's a
Very cloudy day in Los Angeles, and today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles, cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say, something to say.
I have to practice.
That sounded good. I thought it sounded good, Rachel.
Oh, thanks. I like playing that song.
Here's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them. So now he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them, until the bridge brings a new approach. Sneakily he'll try to encroach upon the guilty, then perhaps he'll be able to yell at them. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at him. Gregory That was kind of satisfying to play.
Yeah.
Every life lived reaches the time when the road splits in two. There are times, dark times, times of despair, times when it's hard to feel good. That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and that satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Every life lived reaches a time when the road comes to an end. When I'm there, will there be anybody else around? Will I travel all alone? That's when I look for my black solvency and that satchel filled up with home, and that satchel of nothing but bone. Satchel of helpful goods. 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 Thanks, darling. That was nice. That felt pleasant to play.
Sounded good too.
Well, let's see what's coming up next. I'm going to open up the old set list Bobette list now. Most famous of documents. I think I'll play this. I like to play this song. Rosanna Anna's from the east are blowing, driving on the mountain fire. So Lang ran out and best be going. They cut it down to the wire, and everywhere apocalypse hung heavy. Truck was piling up with ash. Lana got the dogs in the Chevy, Grant counted out their petty cash. If times are ending, then time is bending. Flames rain down from the sky, while the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted. Lana stays awake to cry. 120 out, but Labor Day, so that means cooking meat outdoors. Guy got distracted and fire got away. Now from Bradford to Arcadia they curse his name. Fire chased them west and down the incline until they reached the foothills below. Found a room but for the tape online. At least now they had someplace to go. Tomorrow they'd evaluate their options now that their life had burned away. Alana's sister has a place in Laughlin. Nothing really anymore to say. If times are ending, then time is bending. sky. Oh, while the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted, Lana stayed awake to cry. While the dogs knock out with Grant exhausted, Lana stays awake to cry. Thank you, thank you. You're a wonderful lady, a fabulous, fabulous person. What's the matter with Chad? Is he terribly bad? Is he very like Dan, who's a terrible man? Is he sort of like Jill, who can't pay her bill? Or rather like Jack, too stuck on the facts? What's the matter with Sue? Will she know what to do if they bring attitude? Will she show ingenuity? She talks about you whenever we go walking. What's the deal with Brent? Is she living in sin? She's been hanging with Jim, he's looking terribly thin. What's the deal with Frank? Stealing fish from my tank, he's colluding with you, and they're talking to Lou. What's wrong with the ladies? What's the matter with men? From the feelings of Kate to the coldness of Sven, they're talking to you whenever we go walking. Paths that lead to lesser days, spill out the overwatered past, and whoever's left it's still okay. Just tie the sails to the mast. Are you angry at Ken or at Neville again? Don't bother with Kev, he's practically dead. Just focus on Bert, he's medium hurt. What's the quantity for Liz? What's the matter with Drew? Will she know what to do if they bring attitude? Will she show ingenuity? She talks about you whenever we go walking. Paths that lead to yesterday. Spill out the overwatered paths. Left that's still okay. Just tie the sails to the mast. 'Cause each of us has much engravely sent. Throw up the hands, stiffen the chin. 'Cause astrophy looms heavy overhead again. Time's gone, will never be again. Pretty good. You know, I'm getting better at playing the guitar is the thing. These songs are getting a lot cleaner because my guitar playing is getting more consistent as I practice these more and more, you know?
Yeah.
Ba-na-na. Oh, he came here with her. And what's the big problem that you can't endure? You seem so sure it's not appropriate claiming to blame things on Scott. Despite getting caught, he got you refraining for him, straining for him, going to the gym to make yourself good enough again. Yeah, you guys both have lives invested. That's not a reason to stay around. Through the years you've both been tested. Time to move up. a big problem that you can't endure. You seem so sure it's not appropriate claiming to blame things on Scott. Despite getting caught, he's got you. We're framing for him, straining for him, going to the gym to make yourself good enough again. Be done with him. Are you making coffee by any chance?
No, but
It sounded
I'd like me to.
No, I'm bad. I should have confirmed that you were. It sounded like the coffee pot was on.
oh,
So I thought that. You're living on a time frame I will never know. Alienation, humanity's soul. Imagine you a future after the collapse, returning to the urgency of isolated past. Picturing community, free of metaphysics, hunting buffalo, picking red delicious, knowledge of the seasons, wisdoms of old, fires blazing in the night to keep away the cold. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agave brother man. Imagining a history it never could have been. You lecture at the college, advancement is a sin. Lamenting disconnection and every corporate act, asserting all your feelings and ignoring all the facts. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman. You find modernity just so banal. Wish you had been born any time but now, and your experience won't run afoul of exceptions you might allow. You visualize nobility sipping on some port, or tribes of peaceful savages in beautiful comport. But few of history's people ever thusly did comfort, 'cause life was solitary, nasty, brutish, poor, and short. Hostility is kept at bay. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way
by what you think is in the way
of life as children of the land, with an agave weatherman, with an agave weatherman. Last live stream, somebody requested this song, so I'm gonna play it. You come outside, your arms are folded. I'm getting scolded for playing again. I wanna be as much as I can in terms of the man you want me to be. I gotta do what I got to do. I'll include you in everything that I can, because I'm your man and you're my girl. I mean my woman in the world. You're the one I will be with till my dying day. And I believe I want your attention. I've got invention going again. I wanna be as much as I can in terms of the man you want me to be. But Kimberly, please don't be mad at me. Though I made this song, 'cause I'm your man and you're my girl. I mean my woman in the world. You're the one I will be with till my dying day. 'Cause I'm your man and you're my girl. I mean my woman in the world. You're the one I will be with till my dying day. Till my dying day, precious. That song was a lie. I didn't know it at the time, but
You didn't know
Yeah, I wasn't with her till my dying day. That's incorrect.
Right.
Yeah, but I should have guessed it from the very beginning of the song. You come outside, your arms are folded. I'm getting scolded for playing again. At the beginning of that song, right?
Yep.
So really, not a good relationship. This song also came out of that relationship. No good comes from skating on with them whom you've mistaken for the one. What's the rhythm of this? Okay, here we go. No good comes from skating on with them whom you've mistaken for the one. Like that. Perpetuated defense and indecency, self-inflict eventually once your search is done. Driving in the car last night, we had a massive fight. Each insisting we were right and the other one to blame. So when you pulled that stunt, I screamed, you're a worthless cunt. My words as wrong as they were dumb. I've earned my share of shame. It's each of our own failings, not us doing the nail to the wall. We fear so the others sailing off to reset their life and all. You can trust me, I can trust you, though neither trust each other, that's true. But the love laid between you and me, at least about that we can both agree. Driving in the car last night, we've had a massive fight. Each insisting we were right and the other one to blame. So when you pulled that stunt, I screamed, you're a worthless cunt. My words were as wrong as they were dumb. I've earned my share of shame. My share of shame. Again, probably indicative of not the best relationship. Based on a true story. Very closely based on a true story. After she pulled that stunt, where she insisted I pull over and let her get out of the car when she walks away, I did in fact scream out the window, yo! I was so angry. She had a knack for pissing me off, that woman did. Like nobody ever before or since. But you know what I have to say about it? Just brooding here won't do any good. Brooding's more and more my style. I seek the cheer ways of standing where we stood, 'cause I've been stuck here a while. And that's despite a natural selfishness that makes it easy to have fun. But flutters in the gut become a fist as all my visions come undone. I tried to scream, distract and dream the afternoon away, but heavy new realities bear down on every day, and for a bit I am out of it, for reasons still unsaid. But still I need get out of me what's inside my head. It seems like everybody's so sensitive and ready to just get mad. I seek the simple ways of living like a kid, 'cause who wants to be the dad? Have we lost our sense of scope and scale, our capacity to laugh, the sense to know when not to wail, and how to tip the golden calf? I tried to scream, distract and dream the afternoon away, but heavy new realities bear down on every day, and for a bit I am out of it, for reasons still unsaid. But still I need get out of me what's inside my head.
Still I'm sad, sad for me.
me.
sad for her.
So sad for her.
Happily.
Unhappily.
She calls sorrow.
She calls sorrow.
I go home.
I call home. That thing clear down. The bone. That was good, Rachel. We pulled off the end. That was
Yeah,
great.
we did.
Sounded good. I like to listen to it and sing it at the same time. I think I'm done playing guitar now. That was good. Good one to end
It
on.
was.
Let's see what the people have been saying.
People.
Oh, thanks everybody. You want some tarot?
Tarot.
For the tarot fans of the group here, Rachel is going to pull you some dog cards.
Yeah.
The best kind of cards. The tarot speaks with dogs. The tarot speaks in frogs. The tarot speaks with logs and bogs and drogs, but mostly dogs.
Okay, Elise, you get the first
This
card.
is our new dog deck. Pretty exciting. Have you told them we got a new dog deck yet?
We got a new dog's deck. Wise Dog Tarot. And we really like the energy of it. It's, well, you'll see.
Oh, it's windy outside.
Wow. Okay, Elise. Elise's tarot. 1, 2, 5, 6 of Pentacles.
Okay, pretty.
It's this dog right here. And beside him are 2 hearts, and the hearts are being weighed on the scale. 6 of Pentacles. Next one for who like
Lady Lou, I think, wanted one.
okay, Lady Lou. Ooh, it popped out. It looks like the 9 of Swords. It's like this dog who's thinking about cats, like, getting in his way. He's just laying there, but he's got these cats on his mind.
9 of Swords.
9 of Swords, yeah.
There's a dog with cats on his mind. Which is the equivalent of a cat with birds on their mind, I think.
All right. Winston's mom. This is the 9 of Rods. It is Happy Dog, and he's like got most of the sticks up, and he's just got one for himself. I guess it's the last one, so like you're almost done. Like you're almost completing a cycle. There's really nice poppies behind you too, so maybe the weather is nice.
At least, as I want to be a little bit clear about this deck here, I kind of pulled a dick move with this deck. We went down to this magical supply store in Hollywood. I'm like, let's get a deck. Rachel, which one do you want? And she's like, I want that one. I'm like, how about we get this one instead? I wanted the dog one.
But it ended up being the
So,
like,
you know, it's
a
like-
great deck.
That's why we got the dog deck, okay? Just to be clear.
Well, you suggested it,
I chose the dog deck, basically.
which is good because I was overwhelmed with options, frankly. So it would have taken me a while to actually like come up with an answer of what card deck I would have wanted. That's typical of I think a 9.
It's so clear out tonight that that planet looks like a UFO.
Really?
You know that super bright planet that's always right there?
Yes.
Check that out right now. Look how bright it is. I'll pull a couple cards for people.
Okay, thank you.
Who else wants a card? Who else wants a card? Cards, cards. Everybody's a winner. Winner, 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 winner. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Winner, 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 winner. Winner, 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 winner. Elise S. Winner, winner, winner. And winner, 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 winner. Elise S. Winner. You lose. Oh. Hanged Man. That's. You know what this means? It means you've got an e-collar on. Unfortunately, you currently have an e-collar on. I'm sorry to tell you. That means you've undergone some surgery and you won't be able to mate anymore. I'm sorry to tell you. Elise S. has been neutered. Or spayed. I guess she's been spayed, actually. She's been spayed. Sorry, Elise S. I didn't mean to pretend you were neutered. I didn't know which one Rachel did. Okay, this one's for Ryan S. Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, as you can see, is a dog that looks a lot like a horse.
A horse, yeah. Dog and a horse.
Dog and a horse hanging out.
Yeah.
So, I guess, Ryan S., you're either the dog or the horse, and whoever you're hanging out with is the other one. Now, Winston's mom, who did you say wanted one? Oh, Mateus wanted one. Ryan S. said that, not you. Mateus, here you go. Matthias. You get the 3 of dogs. What is that, the 3 of?
I guess the Empress.
Oh, the Empress. The Empress. Oh my gosh. Is that a whip you're holding in your mouth? Are you gonna whip somebody with that? You're a harsh Empress, Matthias. Harsh Empress indeed. Okay, now Lady Lou. Did we do Lady Lou yet? Did you do Lady Lou?
We did, yes.
Did you do it or did I do Lady Lou?
I did.
Here, Lady Lou. Here's one from me too. Justice.
Justice. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, it's like that song by Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson, Ebony and Ivory. That is so cool.
That is so cool.
I like that. Okay, now Winston's mom, you get a card from me as well. Pew! What could it be?
The Emperor. Oh no.
The 3 of Cups.
3 cups.
3 cups. It's party time with you and your buddy and your other buddy too. Party time with you and your buddy and your other buddy too. It's you and 2 dogs hanging out. You and your 2 dogs, Frankie and Joey.
You and your 2 dogs.
Here's a card for me. Pew! I got the 10 of dogs. I got the 10 of dogs. It's a little white dog on a bunch of blocks. I got the 10 of dogs. Is that, I don't know what, the 10 of rods?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's like the guy who burdens.
Burden, oh, that's the guy who's got to clean up, but he got the wrong tool. Got to sweep up the leaves with the wrong tool. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I got to sweep up the leaves, but I got the wrong tool. That's my card. Let me see for Rachel. Ace of Pentacles.
Mm.
She's like, ooh, yeah. That looks juicy. I'm gonna go eat that shit right now. That's what she's doing right now. She's literally Ace of Pentacling.
I am.
Look.
Right here.
See?
Yep.
She's eating that bread.
Yeah, I literally am.
Alright, did I miss anybody?
Did you do do one for yourself?
Yeah, I did one for myself. I got the 10 of Pentacles.
Mm.
No, I got 10 of Rods, I mean. 10 of Rods. I also get this bonus card.
Five of Dogs.
5 of Dogs. What's 5 in the major arcanas?
The Hierophant.
No. What's 5, Winston's mom, in major arcanas? The Hierophant's like 11 or something, right? Or 13 or 20? 5's the Hierophant?
I'm pretty sure. Because the first one is the Magician. The second one is the High Priestess. The
No,
third.
0's the Fool.
Yeah.
1's the Hanged Man, right?
One's the Magician.
Uh,
5 means change.
the times they are changing. The Hierophant is 5. Lady Lou confirms it. Rachel was right, Eric was wrong. Well, that brings to a close another incredibly exciting TWFP live stream. I hope you enjoyed this true testament to the American dream right here
Right here.
on Hollywood Boulevard. And I'll show you the right here on Hollywood Boulevard. Broadcasting right here from Hollywood Boulevard. We're not really broadcasting from Hollywood Boulevard, though. I would be lying if I said that. We are broadcasting from near Hollywood, California.
Yes, we are.
We're part of the entertainment biz. Accordingly.
Ooh, we are. We're recording right now.
Yeah. Alright. Wishing you a fond farewell from the entertainment biz here in Hollywood, California. I've been host Eric.
This is Hope's Rachel.
And Mwah!
Mwah!
There's this little extra pause here before we actually stop. This is the part where you process what just happened until we actually stop it.